salads. One of them is with carrots and tahini. One of them is with beets. Really good. And then yogurt sauce.
Oh yeah.
So first, just so we can do it and then put it in the fridge and then forget about it, we're gonna make the yogurt sauce. And this is something that I just kind of blindly threw together a couple weeks ago. And I'm gonna try and see if I can just kind of recreate it and tell you how to make it. We're gonna learn together. We're gonna make a little bit more than we need because then we can just use it for the rest of the week for whatever we want. So you're gonna start with maybe like 3/4 of a cup to a cup of whatever rich, yogurty yogurt you're using. And then you wanna add about 2 very finely minced garlic cloves, like mince them up real, like it should be in danger of becoming paste, okay? Nice like 2 teaspoons or so of tomato paste. You wanna get that guy in there too. Then you wanna add some lemon juice. I am using the juice of a whole lemon because the lemons I had were not very juicy. If you have a better, juicier lemon, about half a lemon will do, but it should be about maybe like 2 tablespoons, 1.5, 2 tablespoons, something like that. And then I like it spicy, so I'm gonna put in like half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Olive oil, tablespoon, something like that. Mix it up. A tip is that tomato paste can be kind of annoying and just really stick to itself and its other little tomato paste molecule friends. So wherever you find it in there, you really want to kind of like mush into it and break it up. So you don't just want random globs of tomato paste floating around. Definitely a little pinch of salt. Maybe start with like a half teaspoon, but it's just kind of put it in and taste as you go. That's really good. I'm gonna go ahead and put in another teaspoon of tomato paste because I want it a little bit more tomatoey. That is super tasty. Okay, so now I'm just gonna cover it, put it in the fridge, forget about it, and then we'll just take it out when the rest of dinner's ready and we need it. So I'm really excited about this salad, this chickpea beet with an anchovy dressing salad. I threw this together about a week and a half ago this one night when I really wanted something healthy, but I really wasn't in the mood to cook at all, but I was starving. And I had this random can of beets lying around and I did this with them and it took me like under 10 minutes and it was one of my favorite things I'd made in like a really long time. You want to take your can of beets, drain them out. I've cut the slices into half slices. That's just me. If you want them like a little toothier, then just leave them as is. Those in your bowl. You want one of these cans, these normal sized cans, the I guess 15-ounce cans or whatever of chickpeas. Rinse them and drain them, or drain them and then rinse them. Put those in there. Next, you're gonna wanna put in about 1/3 to a 1/2 cup of some sort of herb. You want a lot of herbs because they're a part of the salad, you know, it's not just a garnish. I'm using parsley and dill. These would be really good with like all parsley or like with chives or something like that. I probably wouldn't do all dill because it's a little gentle for this kind of like abrasive dressing we're gonna use, but do that. Great. Now that's waiting for you. You want to make the dressing. If you have a mortar and pestle, this is a great time to use that, and they're really, really fun to use. If you don't, you can use a food processor, or if you are okay with like a chunkier dressing, just make sure to cut everything up really, really fine and just like mix it with a spoon and kind of like mush it into the side of the bowl so it's not like weird chunky. So we're putting in like about 3 cloves of minced garlic. I am gonna chop up about like 5 nice fat juicy anchovies. If you're making this vegetarian, you can use like a tablespoon and a half of capers or something like that. But like to taste more if you want, less if you want. And if you want to use the anchovies, but you want it a little less like pungent, then you can just use like 3 or something like that. I like a lot of anchovy, so give these guys a little chop. If you have like slightly better anchovies, it will make a difference. But if you only have the shitty things, it's still gonna be really good, so that's fine. That guy in there. Good 1/4 cup or so of lemon juice in here. Mush that up. We're probably gonna have a little bit of extra, which is great because this dressing is good for so many things. And this is nice because it's still like a little kind of like chunky and rough, but it's not like you're gonna be biting into like whole pieces of garlic. But the point is to really kind of get that anchovy into like almost a paste, you know? Put that back in here. I'm not gonna show it to you because it doesn't look pretty, but it tastes really good. A little black pepper in there. And then as you're pouring in your maybe like 1/3 cup olive oil, 1/3 to 1/2 cup olive oil, you want to just kind of like whisk it in as it's going, right? Because otherwise that oil is just going to sit there and not become part of the dressing. That's so tasty. Now you just kind of want to pour this in here to taste. Instead of pouring it in, I like to kind of scoop it in. Just make sure you get all those bits at the end. Toss that guy around. It's so good. Oh my God. It's really hard to not just like eat like all of this right now because I have like other things to do and show you, but this is like, it's so good. So now we are going to make our carrot tahini salad with crispy chickpeas. Another 15-ounce can of chickpeas, drain them, rinse them. Preheat that oven to 425 degrees. Olive oil, tablespoon and a half, something like that. The point is to get them crispy, so don't be conservative with your olive oil. Nice big pinch of salt, maybe about a half teaspoon or so of cumin, or if you're me, way more than that. And some black pepper, why not? Toss those up. Make sure when you drain and rinse your chickpeas that you dry them pretty well. That's my hair. Because you want, if they're wet when they go in the oven, they won't be as crispy. They'll still be good, but you won't get the desired. My hair just falling all over the place. Now you want to put these in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until they start to get nice and crispy. And then just check a couple times and kind of turn them over so they get even. I'm gonna check on these after about like 10 minutes or so, personally. Carrots. Take about a pound or so of carrots. For me, that was like 2.5. These guys, big guys. Use your big side of your cheese grater and then just shred them. Sorry, my cat's being really cute. Hi, baby. Oh, she's gonna go snuggle with Daddy. So cute. I did not end up using the full amount of carrots because I got really bored of doing that and it hurt my hand. So, it's fine.
You okay?
Huh?
Your hand, you okay?
No, it was just like, it got tiring.
Okay.
I didn't hurt it. I didn't slice it, don't worry. Then you want to add like, I'm putting in like about a 1/3 cup or so of parsley. You want to give it like a kind of like rough chop. You want the leaves to like mostly be intact, but like a tiny chop is good. You don't have to mince it too fine or anything. Now we're gonna make another dressing. You want about a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. Get that tahini. Make sure that it is pretty well stirred. Also gonna be way easier if it's at room temp. For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. I don't think you need to like refrigerate tahini. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. And then you want to put in about a 1/4 cup or so of that tahini as well. Woo. Very, very sticky. Got about 2 cloves of minced garlic here. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. Put in a couple tablespoons of olive oil. Nice big pinch of salt. Stir that baby up. Maybe you have your beer open by now. You want to drink some? That's fine. This looks good. You want to taste? Mm-hmm. It's really, really good. Totally fine for if yours ends up being kind of like a little thick or a little thicker than you want to thin it out with water. I just remembered that I had this red onion lying around and I realized, oh, that would be good in this. So I'm gonna cut a little bit of that and put it into. And again, you don't want to start with like putting all the dressing in because you might not want it with that much dressing in. So just start a nice couple little spoonfuls. Oh yeah. I can already tell I'm gonna want more. I'm gonna put in all this dressing. Yeah, I didn't need all of those carrots. I think you're good with like 3/4 of a pound of carrots. Just probably like, this looks like 2 cups or so of carrot. It's like shredded carrot. As a personal choice, I'm gonna put in a little bit more parsley because I want more of it. Oh my God, it's so good. So for this last part, you want to wait until you're just about to eat the salad because you don't want like the crispy, crunchy things you're putting on top to get soggy. So what I have here is about a 1/4 cup of chopped pistachios. Obviously, if you have a nut allergy or aversion, you are more than welcome to leave these off. It will still be super good. Then you want to take those crispy chickpeas, fresh out of the oven. Or they don't have to be fresh out of the oven either. They could have been sitting there for a while, getting more room temp, if that's what you're after. That's totally fine. I dropped one. I dropped one on me. It was hot. But it's okay. It wasn't that hot. So yeah, that's it. Super easy. Everything takes like less than 20 minutes to make. I mean, altogether it may take a little bit more, but I hope you like it. I don't know how to end this.
I think that sounds good.
Oh.